Hi, welcome to Getica. Now, in the Central Dominion, if a person happens to commit a crime punishable by death, he may plead for the royal pardon. He must be willing to put on the mask of atonement, which is not a pleasant process in itself, but it gives you a chance to stay alive. Given that the alternative is execution, it is understandable why a person should agree to undergo this procedure. Furthermore, there is a slim chance to withstand the effects of the Anima, which means you may even get away with your sanity. The procedure in itself is rather simple. Firstly, the willing person is securely braced, then the mask is put on and fastened. After that, it's just a matter of inserting the syringes filled with Anima. While it is extremely painful at first, usually there's not much of a struggle after the first one is injected. When Anima is injected directly into the central nervous system, it causes the body to morph and mutate. Skin changes color, limbs stretch and twist. Usually, a person becomes more bulkier, taller version of themselves, but sometimes more drastic mutations happen. There are cases where a person grows additional limbs or drops some of the existing ones. There are even cases where people grow additional heads. While the effects on the physical body can vary quite drastically, the effects on the mind are more predictable. The atoned always lose their wits. A high dose of Anima injected into the brain causes the loss of almost all cognitive function. It turns the injectee into a mindless creature, a ghoul, so to say. There is a widely spread rumor that you may be able to resist the effects on the mind and keep your brain capabilities if you're strong enough mentally, and that keeps the hope alive for the convicted. The ghouls are mindless creatures. They are not considered human anymore. Therefore, they are mere tools for the people and are not presented with food, clothing, compassion, or anything a human would require for that matter. Ghoul doesn't need to eat, sleep, or rest in any way. Every need is replaced by a steady supply of Anima. It does not feel cold or hot, as its body temperature always matches with the surroundings. It does not need tending in any way except for wounds. Not that it feels pain, but a wounded ghoul slowly seeps precious Anima running through the bloodstream. As Anima is a highly valued resource, it is a shame to let it go to waste. Also, if a ghoul is wounded, the flesh still needs tending, so it wouldn't get infected. It's still a living flesh despite all the effects of the Anima. The wounds heal very slowly, but simply stopping the bleeding and stitching it is suffice to keep it functional. Sometimes the ghouls get damaged so much they cannot effectively perform their tasks. So they are either stored away until healed or put out as not to waste Anima. If you want to put a ghoul out, you just need to cut the Anima supply from the body. You can achieve this by pulling out all of the syringes or cutting the head off. Though the latter option might leave the body wandering without the head for several hours. A ghoul only understands basic of tasks. It cannot speak, it cannot express its will in any way. That is partly the reason why it's so valued in the military. If given an assignment, a ghoul will perform it without raising any doubt. While they are not particularly useful in battle, they are very useful on guard duty, as they can stand in one place indefinitely. Also, due to enhanced physical capabilities, ghouls tend to be widely used for lifting, carrying, and otherwise transporting heavy goods. They are highly demanded by their royalty for that matter, for what is a better mule than the one that does not ask any questions? Now, while the military takes practically any form of ghoul, as long as it's not crippled by the mutations, the royalty tend to prioritize the less crooked. They don't like the dysmorphed ones as they are not aesthetically pleasing to be around with. Some royals even dress their ghouls to fit their houses better. Royalty also use masks that resemble human faces so it wouldn't look as intimidating, even though it's difficult not to look intimidating when you are looming over regular people. Not using masks is also an option, however, as the face is very close to the injection, it tends to be so heavily mutilated that not even the military want to glance at it. So they use masks that represent animals or something practical to represent the unit a ghoul belongs to. If you like this world building project, please don't be shy. Comment your thoughts and subscribe to get the notification for the future videos.